What is going on, Maximum fans out there? And today we are going to talk about the current state of Maximum Football. Maximum Football has been out now for several weeks for the PC. In the coming weeks, it will be coming to console. And we're going to talk about specifically the MPL mode, which is the online mode for Maximum Football in this video, and whether it was a good idea to release this for the game. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Maximum Pro League and how this could be a mistake of Maximum releasing this mode for early access. And let me set up a little bit of context, and then I'll kind of get into it. Now, a year ago, there was a game called Wildcard Football. Wildcard Football was put out, and at first it was kind of well received. But then, with it primarily being an online mode game, okay, it was riddled with exploits. And it was one of those things where you had to dig a little bit deeper to find all of the flaws in the game. Maximum is currently experiencing that. Once you put anything into the public's hands and you put it in any type of online competitive mode, it's good and it's bad because, and I say it's more bad because you are going to get all of the worst people that are going to find every single way to exploit your game and not play the game the way that the developers intended for the game to be played. And currently in Maximum Football, probably at least 4 out of every 6 games that you play, maybe even more than that, you're playing against somebody who's exploiting one or multiple controls or designs or just the game in general, which makes for a very unpleasant experience, and in the long haul is going to chase people away from this game. The longer that it takes the developers to fix these exploits, the more people that you are going to have bled from the game and who will either not play the game again, or B, just stay relegated to the offline Dynasty franchise mode. Either scenario is not good for Maximum Football. And in my opinion, I would bring MPL down. I understand that you're trying to earn money off of it right now so that you can keep the development of the game going, but the longer it is out there and the longer that it takes for the developers to fix the things that are wrong with the mode, the worse it becomes overall for how people view Maximum Football. Personally, I am enjoying the game, but that is in the Dynasty mode. Every now and then, I get that itch and I want to play an online game against a live human being. And more often than not, I run into things like this, the kickoff exploit, or you run into the QB scrambling, which also looks bad for them because almost a year ago, they put out videos and posts about how linemen and defensive backs would be aware of scrambling quarterbacks. And that's, if you played against a scrambling quarterback, there was a threat level. This is non-existent. That does not look good as far as your credibility goes for the game. And this needs to be fixed. And the longer that this game is out there without these things being addressed, the more things that people are going to find to exploit. In my opinion, I would take it down immediately, find out all of these exploits, and immediately start addressing them. So that way, when you re-release the game, it is solid. You're never going to be able to squash all the bugs or all the exploits, but you can minimalize them and not turn so many people sour on the game. And believe me, there are a lot of people that are turning sour on this game before it gets a chance to even grow, because a lot of people do not care about the online mode. It was intriguing enough for somebody like myself who does not care too much for a MUT style card game, where I hopped into it and it was actually enjoyable. I saw a little bit of the writing on the wall when I was playing against people and they were accidentally doing the kick offense. And then I came back a couple days later and there was the goal line running exploit. So I stepped away and then I came back on a day later and it was the QB scrambling exploit. And then step away, get in dynasty mode, come back on, and then there's the double move pass route exploit. So they have a lot to fix. We're not going to sugarcoat this. As far as the MPL mode of this game, they have a lot to fix if they want this to be profitable, and they want a rather large part of the community playing this mode. But as of now, if you were to ask me, could I recommend this to anybody? It would be an absolute no. Because all it's going to do is make you upset, and it's going to give you a negative notation of the game. And that's for somebody who would just hop in to play that before even attempting to get into the offline dynasty mode of the game. So that's my overall negative of the game. It's a pretty big one, in my opinion. Now, if you're one of the individuals that enjoy the offline dynasty, well, you'll have plenty of fun there. I have been having plenty of enjoyment just playing offline, creating schools, playing against the CPU, and I'm still seeing wonky things when I play against the CPU, but at least it's not just flat out exploits as when you encounter playing another individual in an online game. Now, one of the things that I have been embarking on as far as the offline dynasty mode, I've currently been creating all kinds of high schools from around the country. At current tally, I am at about 110 teams created. I dropped a question in our community tab here on our YouTube channel on teams that you would like to see in an offline dynasty that I'm going to put in the channel. Every week, I'll post a listing of games. We'll vote, see what games people want to see. It will definitely be spectate mode, CPU versus CPU mode, and we'll battle it out and see whose high school or what high school in the country reigns supreme. I'm using max preps to get the team overalls as close as possible based on wins and losses. And with some teams, I'm looking at who their star players are, and I'm trying to allocate those players on the teams to make it just a little bit more immersive. But I'm not overhauling and redoing all of the rosters. That's something I got working in the background for our Maximum Football League that we will be running when it's released across all platforms, and that should be sometime in 2025. But if you want to really enjoy the game and you're an offline dynasty guy, this is where you want to stay at, and this is where you're going to get your best impressions of the game. And that's specifically just for people who enjoy playing offline. Now, if you're somebody that enjoys a little bit of both worlds, online and offline mode, I can't full-heartedly recommend this game right now. You know, especially with the state, you know, I hate to go back to it, that MPL's in. It's in a terrible spot. I don't like playing it. I want to play it. I really do. You know, you get a chance to create your own team. You know, you get your players, your cards, you can customize them. You know, I got a running back named 5-Yard Gus, you know, quarterback, you know, Johnny Jabroni. You know, I wanted to have fun with it. But every time that I get on and I play, you know, MPL mode, the few times that I have, it's a terrible experience. It's a god-awful experience. All you have to do is hop into their Discord and see how it's been received so far. And honestly, it's in my opinion, it's very unfortunate because I like the work that they are doing thus far in the offline dynasty mode. And I hope that that's where they keep their concentration at, because that's the spot where I think you really want to build your community, because people are good. You know, it's good that you have this nice sample of the things that are extremely broken in your game that need addressed like now to make MPL viable and also a source of income, you know, constant income. But for right now, and I hate to be negative on this game, but it's my duty to give you guys the truth, at least how I see it. So until next time, this has been Smokin' Jay, and I will see you either in the ring or on the field.